Previously on Karate Nerd in China.
I'm on my way to explore the roots of karate. But this time, I'm not going to Japan. I can't believe I've already been exposed to one of the most important kung fu styles in the history of karate.
You
can tell that is the original bubishi right there.
The old masters called it the Bible of Karate. All I have to do is follow the bubishi. And right now, it's telling me to visit the birthplace of White Crane.
Follow along an epic adventure to rediscover the lost roots of karate, as Jesse Enkamp uncovers the ancient source of karate's kung fu connection. This is what the history books never told you. You're watching Karate Nerd in China.
Today, it's time for a road trip. But first, coffee. My jet lag kept me awake all night, and I gotta stay focused today because... Wait! What the heck? Is that a cat backpack? Anyway, as I was saying, today we're going to Yongchun village, where Alex booked a meeting with the White Crane Research Association. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm super excited. Before I know it, we're there. It's obvious that this town is famous for its kung fu. As we arrive, we're greeted by the head of the association, Master Zheng. His job is to research, preserve, and promote the art.
Nice to meet you. Yes.
Wow, we're at the birthplace of White Crane Kung Fu. Surprisingly, White Crane actually has a lot of weapons. But they're very different from what we see in karate. The coolest one is a trident, originally used to kill tigers. The secret is to squat down and wait for the tiger to pounce on you.
So you're going to defend yourself against the tiger? And as the tiger comes to you, you squat down, straight into its throat.
Every White Crane school has a statuette of the woman who founded the style. Her name was Fang, and she came to Yongchun in the 16th century. Back then, southern China was a lawless country, full of bandits and criminals. So, to defend herself, she created her own style of kung fu. And her first student was actually her husband. White Crane also incorporates lots of strength training tools. This heavy pole, for example. Over a cup of green tea, I learned that the oldest White Crane dojo in town belongs to the Pan family. If we're lucky, we might be able to visit later today. But first, it's time to see the most important kata in Yongchun. And the man who knows it best lives up on the mountain.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
This is Master Cheng. At first glance, he might seem like an unassuming farmer. But looks can be deceiving.
5个。
他这个是有练。
这个来，这个基本功啊。
好，基本功 OK。
Turns out, Master Zheng is an expert at Sanzhan. In Japanese, we call it Sanchin. This form is considered to be the essence of white crane in Yongchun. Wow, very impressive. Apparently, there are many different versions of this kata, but all versions share the same universal principle of body structure.
有这样练的，有这样练的。
Wow.
你是说就是
How do you do this one? 你的马步先站好。对，站好。你这个站，腿这个站。对，往下推，你看。好，这样你还可以。
是的，Sanzhan。
Sanzhan。
The key is to align your joints and stack your bones to connect with your center of gravity, thereby becoming virtually immovable.
扫，对，扫，对，是，他趴在。
When the principles of Sanzhan are applied correctly, even a small and weak person can become powerful.
他有练过，他有练过。
It's just biomechanics.
收回来，对，
步马它就很明显，
对，往下对，
空手道。
很明显空手道的一个步马。
让你来，对，
It's very strong.
I know, right?
叶的插尾拍。
Very good. Thank you for teaching me. Hope to see you again.
Now there's only one stop left before we visit the oldest dojo in Yongchun.
我就总觉得这个
我跟你讲，实际上
推荐师傅。
This is the White Crane Memorial Hall. Basically, it's a museum in the middle of the jungle.
因为当时中国大陆比较穷，没有。
Turns out that White Crane has many different styles, like flying crane, sleeping crane, feeding crane, and whooping crane, the style that I learned from Master Yu.
这是父亲的。
Some people even argue that Wing Chun, the style that Bruce Lee practiced, is also a style of White Crane. That's why he made those whooping sounds, just like a crane. As the history lesson comes to an end, Alex pays his respects and praise to the statue of Fang before we're finally dropped off at the dojo. The school we're about to visit was established in 1928.
So Alex, where are we now? It's Weng Gong Ci.
Weng Gong Ci?
Master Pan's place. His dojo.
Okay.
It's very old dojo.
It's been said that every master in Yongchun started their journey here.
This is the most famous dojo
Yes,
of the White Crane.
Yes. Hey, Zheng
Yeah.
When I walk in, it feels like I'm in a kung fu movie. This is the birthplace of White Crane Kung Fu.
我师傅那边山东带了一个礼物。谢谢。我不知道这个口味你习不习惯，是山东地方菜。谢。
This is Master Pan. He's taken care of the dojo since his father passed away recently. His father was very famous and had students all over the world. Pan Jr. literally grew up in this dojo. He's been practicing White Crane for over 40 years.
这个是所有的套路吗？
When I ask Master Pan what's written on the whiteboard, he says it's a list of their forms. But strangely enough, it doesn't include any of the kata I'd seen previously on my trip. That's because the bubishi stuff isn't practiced in Yongchun.
闭气、吸气、呼气，这个是呼气的时候。
I'd gone too far back in history. They don't even do the forceful breathing I learned from Master Yu. The closest thing they have to classical karate is this old two-person exercise.
这脚上来，上来，再这脚上来，对，还有再这样，对，不是啊，我是这样拿过来，你这样拿过来，这样你这脚转过来，这刚好是1000，再重新来
One circle and do it again.
4、5、6、7、8，对，这样，一直这样做。
Yeah.
这个是
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Very interesting.
Okay.
到一只白鹤的动作。
As we cool down with some tea, Master Pan reveals something very interesting.
再演变成白鹤拳的。
Fan Qingyang's father learnt Southern Shaolin, and then she added the crane movement by mimicking how the cranes moved, and she added that into it.
I couldn't believe what I just heard. You see, the Shaolin Temple is mentioned everywhere in the history of karate. According to the research of Patrick McCarthy, the old karate masters had up to 13 distinct ways of referencing Shaolin in their writings. Okinawan styles like Shorin-ryu, Kobayashi-ryu, Shorinji-ryu, Shorei-ryu, and Matsubayashi-ryu literally translate to Shaolin style. And almost every dojo in Okinawa has a picture of a Bodhidharma hanging on the wall. He's the spiritual grandfather of Shaolin Kung Fu. In fact, half of the bubishi is said to be about monk fist boxing, the style practiced at Shaolin. But Master Pan is not talking about the famous temple you see on TV, because that's in the north and it's mostly for tourists. This is a smaller, Southern Shaolin temple, and many people don't even know it exists. Perhaps that's where I'll find the missing piece of the karate puzzle. I'm so excited. As we leave the old dojo, all I want to do is grab the first train to Shaolin. But before we leave Yongchun, Master Pan wants to introduce us to one of his father's old friends. This is Master Su. He's been teaching White Crane for 60 years. So imagine how long he's been training.
Thank you very much.
I'm literally sweating tea at this point, and my jet lag is kicking in real hard. Luckily, Will is ready to take some pain.
So saying that karate doesn't have this kind of coil like grab.
好像说我们两个站着哈，一缠我这个缠住，我站中我不伤你，但是我这里。
So you see, he can. From the middle, he can strike easily from this
你这过来，
position.
我把你抓了你的过去，那你这一拳过来，我也是。
Apparently, Master Su is an expert on joint locks. He calls this a softer form of White Crane. The goal is to be like a rod of steel wrapped in cotton. Strong inside, soft outside.
不行，
Don't be tense like that. Be relaxed.
Yeah.
这不行。要这三节要放松。
So these three joints want to be relaxed.
你的气不顺，力都憋住。
Your power
关
won't
节
come out if
不
you're too
能放
tense,
松
so。you want to relax.
这功夫。
So this is like the internal power here.
你就受不了。我也没用力。
It's like I'm not even using force. Having strength is like having
我
money.
没钱，我要发挥到极致。我买
Strength is like money that you can just lose it quite easily.
不能张牙舞
Because
爪
you're。saying crane shouldn't
这样
be
就不
hard
会了。
or tense because it was founded by a woman.
Yeah.
女孩子创前如果这样子，谁敢讨她做老婆？你的老
He's like,
你的老婆没有。
if a woman came up to you and was like, you're not going to marry her, are you? So it should be graceful
这老
and
婆
gentle.
我不要，送给我。
Before we leave Master Su, we're treated to a demonstration by his daughter. Although her performance is lovely, This whole visit just confirms my belief that I've gone too far down the rabbit hole of White Crane. After all, I'm here to learn karate, not kung fu.
Thank you very much.
We thank the master and his daughter for the honor, then head back to the city.
So Will, how does your hand feel?
It's in pain. Like, seriously, I wasn't exaggerating. I was trying to not react to it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want him to stop showing anything, right? So
Yeah.
I was trying to hold the pain, but I was in absolute agony. I mean,
Where did it hurt? Like
here, it was just a very tiny movement. Like, what he did was he basically said that you open this joint by like a micrometer.
Yeah.
And that's like the key to the grab.
Yeah.
So
then you can't resist.
Yeah, he hardly did anything, but it just straight down like that, and you just can't do anything against it. That was amazing.
It's been a long day in Yongchun, and I've learned so much. But it's time to shift gears. There are so many karate things I still haven't found here, like deeper stances, more kicks, long distance movements, and closed hand techniques. But I know exactly where to look now. It's time to visit the Southern Shaolin Temple.